Hello, everybody, and welcome. How are you today? So, I've been very busy today, and now I'm trying to catch up on all the foodie beauty stuff that I've been missing out on because I was extremely busy yesterday. So, today I'm covering Foodie Beauty's Applebee's Country Fried Chicken meal. She did a video with that. I wanted to give my thoughts on it. So, as everybody knows, Foodie Beauty did her live, and it was a complete mess. She passed gas and thought that was incredibly funny. She basically talked about nothing. So, why not cover the other two videos that she did? That's what I say. And you're all free to get in the comments and leave your thoughts, feelings, and opinions. Would love to hear from you. And we're also going to check out some stuff on Twitter that I found a few seconds ago. So let's go to Twitter first because there's not much to show there. Then we'll move on to the video from Miss Foodie Beauty. Oh, I'm going mad over here. There is a fly in my room. It is just driving me mad. I mean, I love the fact that Washington is a friendly place, but even the flies are friendly. They won't leave you alone. And so I've got this fly in my room. It's just driving me mad. It's like, go away. Go away. Leave me alone. I got to do a react. Stop bugging me. Anyway, so let's go on to the stuff on Twitter. If this fly will just leave me be for like 5 minutes. Okay, so anybody that wants to find me on Twitter, it's Wow Girl Sarah. So let's start out everything with something peaceful. Doesn't that look lovely? That's just some place that I would like to be right about now, just in front of a nice fire, enjoying the sunset. Couldn't ask for anything better. You don't even need any s'mores or anything. Just sit by the fire and reflect and enjoy. Just a moment of complete peace and self-reflection. All right, Queen of WTF says, no worries there, Chantal. You are definitely growing. Maybe not your personality, but there is definite growth happening. So let's watch the clip.
Perfect. Hi, Julia. Baby girl, baby girl. So I just want to focus on my growth as a person.
You have been focusing on your growth, Foodie, just not in a good way. You've been focusing on growing the wrong way. And that's why you can't find abayas that fit anymore. You're growing the wrong way. You're not growing spiritually. You're not growing mentally or emotionally. You're growing physically. And really, you shouldn't be growing anymore. You're already as big as you need to be that way. You need to kind of size down versus size up. But if you're looking for growth, please stop reaching for food for growth because that's not the growth that needs to happen right now. Katie says, if the reason why Salah is with Chantal is to get to Canada, how long is he willing to put up with her and wait? She constantly says she doesn't want to go back. Does he think that he's going to somehow convince her to take him? I just don't get it. I think he's just waiting around and to get whatever money or expensive toys he can get from Chantal. I think he knows that he's never going to get to Canada through here. So just get whatever he can out of her while he can. Just get it while he can, more or less. I think that's the only reason why he's hanging around. Because as long as she's around paying for everything, he doesn't have to work or get a regular job. So in his mind, he's working smarter and not harder. Although I would think being around Chantal, Salah, you're working harder than you think, bro. Like, why are you putting up with all of that? Because you don't understand. You're just not getting it. Because of being around Chantal and the two of you being so linked closely together, even if you were to leave her tonight, you're still going to be suffering the repercussions of being around with her and being linked to her. But hey, you signed your soul over to the devil named Chantal, and you got to take what comes with that. All right, so we just saw that this morning. So like I said, there wasn't much on Twitter. So we'll just go on to the video that she did featuring the Applebee's Country Fried Chicken. Little spoiler, she goes for dessert right away. Right away. Diabetes who? Diabetes what? Now, her going for that dessert right away and not even eating any food beforehand, guaranteed it's going to make her blood sugar spike. Maybe that's what she's looking for. But let's go on to the video and see what the people have to say. As a matter of fact, since there wasn't much on Twitter, let's go to the comments first. Takio says, starts her meal with 2 massive desserts while talking about being afraid of having cheat days on her diet. Every day is a cheat if you never start taking care of yourself. The only thing being cheated is your health. There's no such thing as a cheat day with Chantal. You can't officially have cheat days if you're not really on a journey to health to start with. She talks about this being her journey, but how is it a journey if you're not going anywhere, if you don't even get started going anywhere? You're just basically treading water. Journeys happen if you're starting to go someplace, if you are in the process of going someplace, if you're making changes. There's no journey here, y'all. It's just her talking about a journey rather than actually making it happen. And anybody wanting to know if this woman is serious about her health, look at videos like this. Anyone on a health journey, would they start out their meal with dessert and a lot of it? No, not at all. And speaking of that, before we get deep into it, this is something that I've always found to be completely messed up. And this is where I'm going to kind of call on the carpet anybody who is a subscriber, a fan, an admirer of Chantal's. Let me put this in your face. And this is some real talk. Okay? Those of you on Chantal's channel, understand that this person, Foodie Beauty, has a problem with food. A big problem. As a matter of fact, I would call it an obsession with food. She hyperfixates on food. She has said that she thinks about food all the time, every day, every minute. Now, consider this. That food is her legal, and I have to say rug because of YouTube monetization, her legal rug. There's a letter missing out of that word. You put it together. So that is her legal substance. Anybody coming into her chat, that you're a fan, an admirer, a sub, that you support Chantal, understand that if you're dealing with somebody who has an obsession with something, the most messed up thing you can do is talk about that something or mention that something to them because they're already thinking about it. They're already obsessed with it. So why put it in their face? You're only helping the problem to get worse. Chantal is a person, yes. Does she make her own decisions? Is she responsible for herself? Absolutely. But let me put it to you this way. Let's just say Chantal was someone who is obsessed with cotton balls. And you know they're obsessed with cotton balls. So is it a good idea to come into chat talking about or mentioning cotton balls? No, because you know they have an obsession with cotton balls. And if they're trying to get away from their obsession, the last thing they need are people coming in and talking about them. If you care about that person at all and you want them to get better, you don't bring up the very thing that they're obsessing over, do you? No. Even if they bring up, yeah, I love cotton balls, the best thing you can do if you care is you don't talk about it. You don't mention it. Find something else to talk about. Don't make the obsession worse. Don't make them think about things they really shouldn't be thinking about or obsessing over. So food is her substance of choice. She already eats on camera, which is unhealthy for her. No one needs to come into the chat and mention that to her in any form. Talk about anything else but that. Even if she brings up the subject, you don't talk about it. If you care about her, that's what she'll do. But what she's doing is her legal rug of choice. She's got a real problem with it. She's very unhealthy with it. Don't talk about it with her. You idiots, stop it. Just stop it. You can't sit there and talk about things like that with her and then turn around and complain about, oh, like she's She's always eating. Well, consider the fact that maybe, just maybe, talking about the very thing that a person is addicted to or obsessing over is kind of prompting them to stay in that mindset. And if you want them to get out, kind of like don't put it so much in the forefront. You understand? Just keep that in mind. Even though food is not something that a lot of people would think is dangerous for a person, or something that another person could be obsessed over, it absolutely is. So if you care about Chantal at all, stay away from that subject. Talk about anything else, the weather or what's going on in your home or anything else in the world, but anything having to do with food, maybe move away from that. Because all that food talk is doing is prompting her to want to eat more. And that's something she doesn't need to do a lot with. So I just wanted to say that as someone that I had a problem with food, listen, just stay away from the food talk if you care about her at all. All right, I'm off my soapbox. Next comment. Hannah says, describes it as a warm brownie with ice cream. 2 seconds later, ooh, it's warm. They don't call it a warm brownie for nothing. Hello, warm brownie. Meet warm brownie. Let's see. Domestic says, why didn't you put the ice cream in the fridge before you started the video? Then you could have ate the meal first. Yeah, why? They have a fridge. Does it not work? Is it not cold in there? I guess this has to do with the meal. It's called simple syrup. That syrup is for the beverage you ordered. They give you the option of making it sweeter. Yeah, she doesn't need it sweeter. I mean, a warm brownie and ice cream, you don't need to have a really sweet drink to go with that. Killer Queen says, you make something that is simple complicated for no reason. All you really need to do is eat real food, not processed or fast food, and eat a single serving. Your weight is so extremely high that you could drop massive weight in a few weeks just consistently doing that. Simple. You're right. You're absolutely right. Chantal is in the 400, 500-pound range, which means she's eating what, 4,000, 5,000 calories just to maintain that weight. If she cut that in half, if she ate just 2,000 or 2,500 calories in a meal, she could drop weight like mad just by doing that, not even going to the gym. Just drop her calorie intake, cut out the big portions, cut out the processed food. She would drop so much weight so quickly, but in her mind, if it's not an abundance of food, it's not enough food and she's starving. You're not starving, Chantal. Trust me, you're not. Strawberry says, why didn't you give the other serving of dessert to Salah? Chantal, give dessert to another person? Are you mad? Have you lost your mind? You actually think Chantal is going to give something sweet to somebody else? Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. That does not happen in Foodieverse. Chantal does not like to share her food, especially if it's sweet. She swears she doesn't have a sweet tooth, but trust me, she does. She loves carbs. She loves sugar. She's not going to give something sweet to another person, and she'll get mad at you if you even try to take a bite of anything sweet or sugary that belongs to her. Natalia says, if you already think about a cheat day even before the diet started, you're already setting yourself up to fail. The problem with you is that you seem to think that if you don't eat the junk food now, it'll be gone by the end of the day or something. The junk food will still always be there, Chantal. You won't. I truly hope that you treat your health seriously. In the end, your body and your health is your own responsibility. No one can help you except yourself. I wish you luck on your weight loss journey. Well, I'm going to keep it real with you, Natalia. She's not on a weight loss journey because she's not going anywhere and she's not really doing anything. Someone like Chantal needs strict, locked down, inpatient. That would work for her. That worked for Tammy Slayton. It worked wonders for Tammy. She looks like a whole different person now. But Chantal, it's about more than just the pounds on her body. She has an obsession with food, and she has no impulse control. She has no self-control, period. Hence why She needs an impatient. She needs someone else to take control and be able to tell her no because she can't tell herself no. You can't heal in the same environment that you're hurt in. Her being in that apartment alone with access to food, with access to apps to bring her food, or Salah bringing her food, that's not a good environment for her. She's going to find ways always to get what she wants. She needs to be in an environment where she can't do that. And then some progress can be made. Until then, no progress is going to be made. Donnie says, Chantal, one bad cheat day can take all the hard work you did for the whole week go wasted if calories are excessive. I realize it's hard, but you need to get the cause of your food problem to make changes, or you will not be successful on your journey. Find your triggers and go slowly. I have to think to myself what Salah actually thinks to himself when you eat the amount of food you just ate in this video. Please concentrate on your goal. I don't think Salah cares. See, as I mentioned before, there's something worse than love or hate. What's worse than the two of those things? Indifference. Someone being indifferent to another person. Indifference meaning they just don't care. They're not emotionally invested. They're not mentally invested. They don't care about your well being. They don't care what happens to you. It doesn't bother them. It doesn't affect them. He is indifferent to her. That's why he can remain calm around her. He just doesn't care. He cares about the money and the gifts, but beyond that, he doesn't care. See, this is where Chantal's view of him gets a little screwy because she views his indifference as acceptance. Oh, he's not saying anything about what I'm doing, and he's not raising a stink, and he's not yelling and screaming at me. Therefore, he must accept me as I am, and he's okay with it. No, Chantal, he doesn't. He just knows to keep his mouth shut so that you give him money and you give him gifts. It's in his best interest to stay quiet. But just because he's staying quiet doesn't mean he likes it or he's okay with it. He's okay with you doing whatever it is you need to do to make the money take care of him and his family. You know, he's looking out for himself. He's not looking out for you. If something were to happen to you, oh well, that's how he would look at it. Oh well, it was good while it lasted. I got a new phone, I got a new laptop, I got a new gaming system, I got a new car. I got all those things out of her. So it wasn't a complete waste, but I guess I'll move on to the next chick. That's basically where his mind is at. But you want to be in this fake marriage so bad that you're willing to go along with this whole thing and fool yourself into thinking that he loves you. Well, if he really loved you, he'd be speaking up and he would be putting his foot down and not allowing any of this. If he's allowing it, it means he doesn't care. It means he's indifferent. Mary Nash says, so you stopped your diet to wait for more diet food. How does that make sense? It really doesn't. And honestly, I don't see the sense in the diet food, y'all. What good is that going to do if she eats a diet food for one day and regular junk food in excess for 4 or 5 days? I mean, what difference is that diet food going to do? It really isn't going to do anything. And let's be clear, even on the days when she does eat the diet meals, which I and a few others, we've noticed that when she gets the food where the services bring her 3 meals and you're supposed to spread out those 3 meals, she will eat all 3 meals at once for a mukbang. Even when she does eat like that, the bee monster, which lives in her head, after she's done eating that food, the bee monster is saying, I'm not happy. Give me what I really want. So she'll eat the diet food. But that bee monster in your head is not happy. It wants something else. So she'll eat again to make it happy. You know, we see what she eats on camera, but we don't see what goes on when the camera's off. And trust me, she is sneak eating big time, big time. She hasn't slowed down. She's just being more sneaky about what she's eating. And now she doesn't care. Now she's just straight up eating the junk food all over again on camera because that's what she wants to do. Uh, Tanya says, but Chantal trying doesn't mean 2 serves. 1 brownie and 1 tub of ice cream would be sufficient to try. Remember, it's not what you eat, but how much. The weight loss program sounds great, but stick to it, girl. She doesn't need a weight loss program. She needs therapy. Weight loss programs are for people who want to lose weight, but weight loss programs are not designed uh, to treat problems with food. Those problems are in your mind. That's why you need the therapy. Weight loss programs are about the pounds. But if you got an issue with food like she's got, you need deeper, more intense therapy. And no weight loss program that I've known covers that or deals with that. They'll give you nutrition plans, they'll talk to you about portions and calories and all that, but they're not about that mental therapy. That's what you need to go to a therapist for. And that's so important for recovery. Let's see. Uh, Kami says, why don't you make the food fresh every day? Why order if you can cook for you and your husband? It's way healthier and cheaper. I agree with all of that. But Chantal doesn't like to cook. She likes the convenience of fast food. She likes the convenience of takeout. Takeout means she doesn't have to cook. She doesn't have to prepare it. All she has to do is eat it. Besides, she's a bit of a snob. You know, all the rest of us peasant poor people, in her eyes, you know, like we're peasant, we're poor, and we have to actually cook our food. We got to do our dirty dishes. Well, she's a big YouTuber and she can afford takeout 3 times a day. So that's what she's going to do. Just get the takeout. And therefore, there's no dirty dishes to do. There's nothing to clean up. And here's the irony, Chantal. The food that us poor peasants cook at home is a lot healthier and a lot better for us than that processed crap that you're buying for a lot more money. How about that? Think about that for a minute. What? Kondo says, I wish I could eat like you do. Why? Why would you wish that? Are you mad? Go see a doctor. Why would anybody wish to eat like Chantal? Are you watching this same Chantal that I watch? Because she is completely unhealthy. She has trouble breathing. She has trouble walking. She can't walk for 2 minutes without sitting down. This woman has been eating nothing but fast food for years. And that's led to a myriad of health problems. So why would you wish you could eat like Chantal? What she's doing is hurting her own body. Don't wish for something like that. That's a bad thing to wish for. Really, really bad. Chantal is monetizing her problem with food when she shouldn't. Don't wish for that. Don't wish for something like that. Bad idea. Very, 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 very bad. Let's see. Somebody's asking, why order 2 desserts? Because Chantal doesn't know how to do anything small. Why stop at 1 dessert? Have 2. Why order 1 cake? Have 2. Why stop at 1 entree? Have 2. She's always got to do more than everybody else. It can never be a normal portion of food. It's always got to be more than what it should be. Let's see. All right, so enough with the comments. I got quite a few of those. Let's go on to this ridiculous meal thing she's got going on here.
I guess I'll open it in a minute. So, hello. Let's try this food. So, yes. We have a lot to talk about today. Don't know what that is. Oh, ice cream. I have to eat.
Now, if that were just a single serving, they wouldn't have given her 2 pints of ice cream. So she ordered double the dessert.
Eat the dessert first because there's ice cream. Mozzarella sticks. And I don't want it to melt, so it probably already did. Yummy.
So we got 2 tubs of ice cream and 2 brownies. That's 2 servings. And you know it's 2 servings because y'all check this out. Look. Look here. Look. You get 2 of these. If you order 1 dessert, you only get 1 of these, not 2. So don't tell me this is 1 dessert, Chantal, that you ordered. This is 2. You ordered double portions. Yes, you did. Yes, you sure did.
Brownies. Okay, let's get this out of the way. Bismillah. Let me just do this. This is gonna be oh my gosh. All right. So these are warm walnut fudge brownies with chocolate sauce and some ice cream.
You know, I'm just going to say it. If you got a problem with food and you're starting out your meal with dessert first, that's a really bad sign. Really bad. When you can't even wait till after dinner or after lunch to eat dessert, you got to eat it right away. That is not a good sign.
Let's see the ice cream. Ooh, it's mostly melted. But there's still some that's not melted, so I'll just put that all together here. Yum, ice cream. Yeah.
And anybody's going to come over here and tell me, oh, she doesn't do content for the Foodie people. I say that's a bunch of BS. She is. This is for the Foodie people. The Foodie people like for people that cater to that particular fetish to eat fast food, to eat the most unhealthy stuff. She's still catering to them on her channel and possibly off her channel. I've got a bet going with myself that, you know, how she makes a bit extra money is she's selling custom content to people offline. She's always passing out her Instagram and her email. What do you think that's for? I mean, on YouTube, she has to split her money 30-70. YouTube takes 30% of everything YouTubers make. But if she's doing private requests to people and getting paid 100%, she probably makes a lot more money that way.
Chocolate sauce. Yummy. Smells good. Smells chocolatey. Put some on the brownies. You might hear some hallway kids. Probably just our.
And just to remind everybody, when she lived in Canada, she had some clients, some Foodie people that were buying her things. She had some Foodie people that bought her clothes, bought her meals, paid for dinners. Remember that whole month where she ate nothing but paneer? Why do you think that is? I'm sure there was somebody that paid for that. So she did it. So in the past, she's had people buy her stuff. Remember the Lakma fairy? That was a Foodie person. You think she stopped doing that? Oh no, she's still doing it.
Our neighbors. We don't have many neighbors on our floor. Like there's like 3 apartments on every floor. Okay, let's try this. With vanilla ice cream. In French, it's called à la mode.
What is there to try? You mean to tell me that Chantal, at 39 years old, she's never had a brownie and she's never had vanilla ice cream with chocolate sauce on it? Are you kidding me? This is not some exotic dessert that she's never tried. She knows what that tastes like.
Beauty bite.
There's nothing beautiful about that bite. And there's nothing beautiful about watching somebody with an eating problem, monetizing their eating problem, looking for profit off of it through YouTube. Sorry, no.
The brownies are warm. Doesn't Applebee's have a bad rep in America? I've never tried the American one, so I'm not sure. In Canada, I don't think we have Applebee's. I think we have like Denny's, which is like a similar place. I could be wrong. So what is this then?
It's simple syrup. You put that in your tea, stupid.
It's like a little cup of water. I don't know what that is. It's like a weird syrup, I think. I'm weirded out. Anyone know what that is? I can't tell if it's sweet because I just had some brownie. Anyway, so as you can see, I'm eating not the healthiest food here. And I know people will roll their eyes. I don't blame you. Like, but I'm trying to just try foods that I've always wanted to try.
I'm sure you've had brownies before. I'm pretty certain you've had vanilla ice cream before and chocolate sauce. What is there to try? You didn't need to try this. You just wanted to because you wanted something sweet.
While here, eat things I know I won't be able to eat for a while. Because Monday, my diet box subscription.
What is the point of having the diet box subscription? Just cancel it. Just cancel it already. You eat the diet food, then after the camera's turned off, you go wild. What is the point of the diet food if you're going to sit there for 3 or 4 days ahead of time and eat this junk food? There's really no sense. You're spending money on something and you're not really liking it. Just go ahead and do all the junk food you want.
Is coming. And I get meals every day, except for Fridays. And I think they design it that way as like to mean like to kind of be like some kind of cheat meal.
As somebody said in the comments, if you're trying to diet and you're already looking at cheat meals and cheat days, you're already setting yourself up for failure. If you're looking for cheat days and cheat meals and how can I get around this diet, that means you really don't want to be on it. And it's not really going to work because already trying to find ways around it to get the food that you really desire. You're trying to find little shortcuts around it.
So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that. I don't know if cheat meals are a good idea.
Well, what do you call this? Would this not be a cheat meal? I think so.
It's not just that, like, I'm sure, I don't know, it could throw you off track because for me, like,
You weren't on track to begin with. Remember those videos you just posted, Chantal? You said that you ate the diet food and then you had a B moment like you've not had in a while. So obviously it's going to take more than food to get you back on track and keep you there. obviously just changing the food is not enough. And I think you know that. But you're not going to do what you need to do to get on track and stay on it. You're just going to find excuses why you can do what you want to do, and that's go for the fast food.
In my brain, it'll make me feel like if I failed or something, or it might trigger like a binge or something. I don't know. So I'll have to think about it. Or
You know, she doesn't have to worry about having B moments. Look what she's doing on camera. This is just as bad. Eating excessive amount of empty calories for what? Because she's doing it continuously. She's got a problem with food. She gets on camera. She eats unhealthy food. And she's looking to profit off of it. And I've said it so many times, and I'm going to keep saying it. You can't get over a problem if you're monetizing the problem, if you're making money off of it. Because her mind is in two places always, money and food. And she's got the two combined together. Food is her content. Eating food is her content. It's how she makes money. And she is not willing or eager to find something else to make the star of her content. She's not willing to take the focus off the food because in her mind, it's just too easy to get on camera and eat and profit off of that. It's easy, lazy content. She said so. So why would she stop doing easy, lazy content if she can get away with doing it and she keeps making money off of it? And as long as she keeps doing it, the more healthier she's going to become. And the price tag for earning a YouTube paycheck is 100% of her health.
I could just make like a healthy meal for myself one day a week. um so good. It's warm. And it's real vanilla ice cream. Like real vanilla ice cream is not bleach white. Like vanilla is brown. Vanilla bean is brownish. So
No shade on Applebee's, Chantal, but do you think Applebee's, that they make the vanilla ice cream in-house, that it's homemade? It isn't. It's processed ice cream.
like the ice cream that's like off color because I know they're using like vanilla. Real vanilla.
You can make ice cream yellow by food coloring, moron.
Anyway. So I'm going to be getting a delivery every day. So they deliver the food every day, not once a week.
You get a delivery every day. They give you 3 meals. You eat all 3 meals at once in a mukbang. You put it on camera. Everything we see in front of you when you get one of those diet meals is actually supposed to be 3 separate meals.
So they make the food fresh every day. Apparently, they deliver fresh every day. But for the next day. So like, for example, you know, they make the food fresh and then they deliver it like for the next day, the day before, like between 3 and 10, I think. And I'm getting 3 meals. I picked their weight loss program.
Not working.
3 meals.
Not their fault either. It's not their fault that she gets 3 meals and she eats all of them at the same time.
Breakfast, lunch, dinner, and 1 snack, 1 dessert. So, and it's all that is only going to be like, I think, 1,100 calories. which isn't much. But at first, I'm very sedentary, so it's gonna be enough. And the food is satisfying.
Then why'd you have a bee moment after eating the diet food that one day that you told us about? If it was so satisfying, why did that happen? Are you getting it now? You got a problem with food. You need therapy. Because that bee monster in your head is always going to be rattling the cage saying, let me out. Give me what I want, or I'm not going to give you any peace.
So it's not calorie dense, but I think the food they use is just like more not lower in calories, I think. I don't know. Like salads and stuff. Marinara sauce is really good.
So we had two big brownies, which I got to tell y'all, if somebody served me those brownies and that ice cream, I just would need maybe half of one brownie and some of that ice cream, and I'd be done. That would just be too rich and too much. She ate two brownies, two things of ice cream. Now we're moving on to cheese sticks.
Mm. And the breading is seasoned.
So far we got carbs, we got sugar. Now we're moving on to processed cheese sticks, fatty fried food.
They're still yummy. So I have some things to take care of in Canada. And I have a family member who's celebrating a big birthday party, so
It's not a birthday party. Your sister's getting married. Maybe that's why you're not going back to Canada, because the attention is on little sister, not you. And especially with her getting married, I'm sure you're not thrilled about that because you're a jealous witch.
I'm gonna go back for a bit. So I have to book a hotel and my plane ticket.
And then she said she's not going back. Here's what I think. I think her and Salah had been maybe arguing, fighting, and she tries to use the whole I'm going back to Canada and I'm leaving you thing to get his attention, to stress him out, emotionally manipulate him. Like, I want your attention, Salah, and if you don't give it to me, I'm going to leave and I'm going to take my money with me. And that big idiot sandwich over there, he falls for it. And he gets stressed out. Don't go, Chantal, because of course he's looking out for his best interest. And, Chantal leaves, bye bye money, bye bye expensive toys. So he sweet talks her. And so she said, well, I guess I'm not going back.
And I was thinking of like taking a long flight. Because that's an easy, affordable way to actually do travel vlogs. Like, there's different flight options, but a lot of them require like a 10-hour layover in Frankfurt or Amsterdam.
Chantal, I've traveled before. I've taken flights, and layovers, they're just a thing. Sometimes there's a layover and there's a delay, and it just happens. I've taken a few flights, and for some reason the plane was delayed and had to wait around a few hours. I didn't stress out about it. I just chilled out in the airport, had a meal, waited. It's no big deal. But for you, they are a big deal because you don't want people to see you. You don't want to be inconvenienced. Well, sometimes things happen.
I think there's one in France.
You want to be Miss World Traveler, get used to layovers and delays and inconveniences because sometimes they just happen.
And then I think the second layover is in New York or Boston. So I have different flight options to choose from. And I was thinking of just like doing that.
Why does she do that? I hate when she does that. It's such a pet peeve of mine. When she takes a drink and she just shakes it side to side. Oh, I hate that.
Instead of the same old Kuwait to Doha, and then Doha to Montreal. It's the less stressful one, but
You know what, Chantal? If you want a flight that's pleasant as possible, there's a solution. Get one of those tickets where you're flying first class, like all the way. You get your own compartment and your own little space. Spend the money, mama. Stop being cheap. They do have those options. Qatar Airlines, you can get a ticket. It's not cheap, but you can fly in style. So if you don't like economy seating and first class seating, it's just not for you, try that. Stop being cheap and you'll have more options.
I should have added less syrup. uh, anyway, I would love to go to Germany for like, go wander around for a few hours.
Wander where? You don't like leaving the house. Where are you going to wander to? You don't like walking. See, this is where your view of being a world traveler, this is where having bad health would stop you from having all the fun that you could have. If you got in better health, if you lost about 200, 300 pounds, you could do more. You could go around to places. You wouldn't be embarrassed. You could talk to people. You could experience the sights. You're wanting to travel, but if you do travel, what fun are you going to have if you can't do anything? I support your dream of wanting to travel the world and see places. Yes, that's exciting. I have a friend named Jeff who's been doing it for years. He's having the time of his life. But you're wanting to travel, but you're not in the condition to travel. So if this dream of yours is really important to you, stop all this nonsense with the ridiculous eating and get in shape so you can travel and have some fun.
Do some vlogging, some live streaming. The more I take the plane, the more I travel, the more I become tolerant of it. I'm finding myself. I'll be doing the
So we had 2 big brownies with 2 things of ice cream, cheese sticks, and now we got this.
vlogs daily again.
And okay, so I'm looking at what's on her plate right now, her tray. Let's see. Now I understand why she ate the dessert first. She had to get her sugar down her throat first because let's see, you got chicken fried steak, you got some veg, you've got some potatoes. Doesn't look all that bad, but she wanted to fill up on all the bad foods first. That's why.
And so I'm sorry that I fell off a bit, but it's like really hard for me. I'm having trouble controlling everything, but
That's why you need to have somebody else take control because you have none.
I will do my best. Yeah, so this is country fried steak. Country fried chicken with like a thick, saucy gravy. Yummy. Ooh, that smells yummy, this sauce. Yum! Mashed potatoes, fried.
My grandma would cry at that gravy. I had a southern grandma. She knew how to make homemade gravy. That's a travesty right there.
Chicken patty and vegetables. I love these vegetables. I love broccoli, carrots, and zucchini. All right, Bismillah. Again, we must thank God for everything. So let me segue into that. Um, every time I rage out and let the anger get the best of me,
The anger is the best of you. I hate to tell you, but the anger is the best of you. That's the most entertaining thing about you is when you get mad. I know that's sad to say, but it's the truth. You always wonder why the reaction channels look for you to rage. That's because when you're the most entertaining, you're the most alive. There's nothing else to look forward to, unfortunately. You got two speeds, Chantal, either half alive or all the way alive and raging. When you're raging, you're not stuffing your face full of food. When you're raging, you've got things to say. When you're not raging, you're doing this crap. You're sitting down, stuffing your face with the long pauses, thinking of things to say. I mean, boring. And people don't like to be bored, do they? So that's why the reaction channels, we like the rages the best because that's when you're the most entertaining. It's sad to say, it's sad to see, but it's the truth. If you had something else you presented to us that was entertaining, we'd look forward to that too. But all you do anymore is sit and eat and talk about nothing.
let people who are trying to provoke my anger.
Ma'am, just stop right there. We're trying to provoke your anger. No, ma'am. You provoke your own anger. You do nothing but sit in that house all day and scroll on your phone, going on every platform, going on Twitter, going on YouTube, checking out the kiwi farms, looking for anything that anybody says about you. You got on Twitter a while ago saying, I'm on Twitter and I'm going to report everybody. Well, good luck with that. Really, good luck with that. And on YouTube, you can't control YouTube. You can't even control yourself. By making a whole bunch of sock accounts on YouTube so you can spy on people. Charles Reed. That's her newest one, Charles Reed, praising Chantal. She's so obvious when she uses her socks. We can tell by the way the person's talking that it's her. And also going so far as to go to kiwi farms, looking for stuff on you. Which, by the way, little interesting note about that, Chantal. You seem to have the same kind of relationship with kiwi farms that you do with the reaction channels. When it suits you, you try to use the reaction channels to go after people you don't like. I remember when you were mad at Natter and you told everybody on YouTube that were reactors, if you want to go after Natter, I support that. You said the same thing to the kiwi farms, to the farmers there. You were trying to encourage them to dox certain people. But then on the other hand, if there's nothing going on where you can use anybody to suit your purpose, suddenly you're against them. So 1 minute you love the reaction channels, the next minute after that you hate us. 1 minute you love the kiwi farms, the next minute after that you don't like them either. But the point is, you're all over the place looking for anything about you. So we're not trying to provoke your anger. You're provoking yourself. You're a busybody in all the wrong ways and for all the wrong reasons. We do not go into your chat and bother you. I show the chat for your live chats when you do them. I have yet to see the reaction channels up in there provoking you. I see a bunch of other people, but I don't see the reaction channels provoking you and saying awful things to you. So what do you mean that we're attacking you? No, you actively come after us.
get the best of me. When people insult me,
People are free to say what they want where they like. If they come into your live chat and they're saying things to you, you are free to keep them there or block or ban them. Do what you want on your own channel. It's yours. But trying to control the opinions and feelings and thoughts of other people on other platforms, on other channels, unacceptable, ma'am. You're wandering into other people's backyards and telling them how to barbecue. No, you can't do that. If you don't like what's going on outside your yard, then stay in your yard and don't wander out of it. It's that simple.
I always regret after not dealing with it with patience in the manner that the Prophet has taught Muslims.
Stop it. Listen, I know you supposedly took vows and you're supposed to be a newly reverted Muslim woman, but let's be clear, you are not a true Muslim woman. You make up your own rules. You don't have the faith in your heart. You're cosplaying at what you're doing when you shouldn't be. That's why it'd be a good idea for you to come back to Canada and just be your authentic self because you're not being authentic. You're being a phony.
To do. I know people think Islam is a violent religion. It's not. There's like an excerpt that says, back in
I don't want to watch your eating.
that.
I do think it's weird, strange, odd. She's sitting here talking about being a Muslim and Muslim teachings at the same time that she's being a glutton, which is looked down upon for the Muslim faith. Gluttony is a big no-no for the Muslim faith, and yet she's sitting here actively pursuing that right now.
mm, I don't have to come to my self defense,
You're right. You don't have to. You just you said they're attacking me. No, we react to your videos. There's a difference. If we were in your live chats bugging you, you'd have something to say, but you really don't.
I think that proof is in the actions. And when I start focusing more on positive things in my life,
So when's that going to happen?
those
When does that start? She's been talking about, I'm going to focus on more positive things and I'm going to turn away from negativity and I'm not going to pay attention to what people say about me. And yet that's all she does because she's got nothing else to do.
things will grow, inshallah, So things like my health journey, I should be keeping busy with that.
Yep.
Spiritual journey, reading more of the Quran.
Right? Are you doing that though? No, neither one of those.
We need to go back to doing more videos on our couples channel. We haven't been really doing anything.
Right? And you want to know why? Because her and Salah are needing money so badly. You know what they said? Screw the couples channel. Screw that content. It's not making us much money. Why are we going out and doing things if it's not making us much money? Her main channel is where the money is coming from, so let's just focus on that.
Since the weather's been hot and my back's been hurt, I just haven't been feeling really up to it. And plus, we already did a lot of things in Kuwait, like on our couples channel. Also, our travel plan.
You've done whatever you could. I mean, as far as the couples channel, let's just sum up the content. The content they did is what they could do given her condition. She's 500 pounds. She can't do much. She can't really walk. Every 2 minutes, she's got to sit down. She can't take the heat. They've done all that she can possibly physically do in her condition. They could probably do a lot more if she got healthier, a lot more. I'm sure there's a lot of things to see in Kuwait that we haven't seen yet. A lot of activities, but they're limited to what they can do based on what she can do. So since she can't take the heat, she can't really walk, she has trouble breathing. They've done all they can do, like going out at night, trying to find places where there's nobody around. It's I'm sure it's difficult trying to find activities that she can withstand.
I would like to learn as much as I can about the countries that we go to so that I can share that in our vlogs. We were like, should we get a drone? Because you know how you have like all the couples channels, like, or travel vlogs, they use a drone a lot, but you know what? Everyone does it. So why don't we do something else? Like,
Drones are expensive. And I'm sure it's already going to be a task if her and Salah travel. First of all, they got to find a place for the pets because if they both travel, who's going to take care of Harry the hamster? Who's going to take care of Julia the cat? They got to find a place for both those pets. But imagine Salah trying to travel with Chantal. You know, he's just trying to carry his baggage and then her trying to deal with hers and then a drone on top of that because they're not small. Like how much trouble do you want to get going through that airport, Chantal?
just from a more raw, personal perspective of the travel, the personal experience, you know? Maybe like a point of view style. We'll think of.
So in other words, she doesn't really want her videos and her footage to be professional looking. She's looking for the cheapest, easiest way to do her footage. Let's not invest in any kind of professional equipment where everything looks really nice. Let's just take the cheap, easy route. Let's just use my phone and do things that way. Always looking for the cheap, easy way out, Chantal. And that's why the vlogs aren't taking off. That's why the content really hasn't taken off. You're just doing the bare basic minimum. And if you're wanting to compete with other channels on YouTube that they're doing the travel vlogs, you got to step it all the way up because doing the bare basic minimum ain't going to cut it.
About it. And
you know, part of the happiness and the joy of doing travel vlogs is going places, traveling, and seeing different things and meeting people, meeting interesting people, listening to their stories and finding out who they are and where they come from, and maybe them teaching you something. You know, that's part of the experience, the people. But she's not a people person. She's about being secluded, and I'm not confident with myself, and I'm just going to be all into myself, and you're missing all of the experience by just closing yourself up, Chantal.
yeah,
Okay, I'm pretty much done with this video because all she's doing is eating and looking at the clock and saying to herself, is it been like 15 minutes yet? Can I monetize this? She's just eating and pausing to, you know, eat up more time. She's running up the meter. So we're done here. I mean, we've got just a few minutes left. There's no need to go to the very end. She's eating, she's pausing, she's eating, she's pausing. I'm bored. I'm done here. So I hope you guys enjoy this react. If you have, please like and subscribe and leave a comment. Thank you so much for being here and have a good day.